Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Hope everyone are doing good today and enjoying all the session. I'm very excited to be here to talk about one of my favorite topic in the recent months, the impact of HMS Federation in the Unity Catalog migration. Before I start this presentation, let me ask you a question. How many of you hear a word migration and immediately think, oh no, not this again? How many of you? Ooh, I think almost all of them. You are not alone. Migration can feel like driving two cars at the same time. One old clunky car you're trying to keep running, and one shiny new car you're still figuring out. It's exhausting, right? Now imagine this. What if you could enjoy all the benefit of this new shiny car while you're moving away from your old one? What if you didn't have to wait for years to see the payoff? Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Well, I'm here today to tell you that it isn't just a dream anymore. With HMS Federation, we have found a way to bring this to a reality. It is a solution that allows you to unlock all the benefits of Unity Catalog while you're migrating. Yes, you heard me right. We are driving our new car before we fully migrated. Here is the funny part. Our customers have no idea around from where they are getting their fuel from, but enjoying all the benefit of Unity Catalog. Before we deep dive, let me quickly introduce myself. Hello everyone, I'm Pravina Edward. If I had to describe myself in one word, it would be curious. Growing up in small town in India, I was that kid who always asked too many questions. I know a lot of you can relate to that, but that curiosity is what challenged me to find my passion in the world of data. Fast forward to today, I'm the lead data engineer from Security and Infrastructure Department at Nationwide in Columbus, Ohio. More importantly, I'm standing here today to represent my incredible team of brilliant minds. All right, enough about me. Back to the session. In this presentation, I'm going to cover 1, what was our migration purpose? 2, what are the challenges we had and opportunities identified? 3, what are the solutions we tried? 4, how we landed in our breakthrough solution, and 5, our migration design. So let's buckle up and start this ride from the very beginning. Our team lives by one principle, collective intelligence. When we started thinking about migration, we all agreed on one thing. We needed to migrate with a purpose. Our goal was not about moving the data from one location to another. Instead, we wanted to unlock a new potential, a potential we hadn't tapped into before in our data service. So we took a step back and looked at everything, entire product, end to end, and asked ourselves, how can we build this better with a long-term vision? With a growing customer base and increasing data needs, it was clearer we needed a better, simplified, unified system with tighter access control. That's when we realized we needed to rethink our medallion architecture. But here is the thing. We didn't want to adapt a traditional approach of 3 layers just because it's how it's always been. Instead, we wanted to break that mold and create a new customized system that works best for us and our customers. So we introduced 5 layers, raw layer, 3 layers in harmonized, formatted, standardized, integrated, and curated, 5 layers. As you all can imagine, every innovation comes with its own hurdle, and ours was not an exception. Our innovation introduced 3 biggest challenges in this migration, and I'm going to walk you through each one in next slide. 1, standardizing table names. As we introduced new layers in our medallion architecture, we quickly realized the importance of having a clearer name to identify our tables. So we introduced layer-specific naming standards to bring clarity to our system. 2, more metadata. We also embraced metadata-first approach, treating metadata as a valuable resource. To support that vision, we also introduced few framework fields to improve how we track and manage our data. So table structure changes. 3, S3 directory path change. As we welcomed new teams to work with our data, we also introduced layer-specific naming changes for S3 path changes so that it will help us to make the collaboration smoother. So at this point of our journey, we knew what was our purposes, and we knew what are the challenges we have in this migration, and we were ready to explore every available option to find the best one for us. So we had 3 potential solution paths in this migration. We started testing them one by one, which I'll talk about it in next slide. First, we tried sync command, which creates external table, but we wanted managed table. So this option was immediately off the table. And then we tried shallow clone. This would work well if you do not have any changes in the S3 directory paths. Unfortunately, we had S3 directory path changes. So this option also not going to work for us. At last, we tried deep clone. This will allow you to copy your data from one location to another. So by nature, it works well if you have S3 directory path changes. While it is promising, it also came up with its own limitation. This would work well if you do not have any changes in the table structure or table names. Since we had them both, this is also not going to work for us. After a long conversation at this point, we realized we were looking in the wrong direction. We shifted our focus from what was available to what was missing in those available options that we had explored. That's when an idea struck. Why not create a view like how we usually handle our curator layer, which will buy us some time. At the same time, we can start utilizing Unity Catalog as early as possible. To support that vision, we tested out by creating a view in HMS pointing to Unity Catalog, and that worked. But we wanted our view to live in Unity Catalog. So we flipped that script by testing out creating a view in UC pointing to HMS, and that did not work. So now we were back to square one. After a long conversation, we realized something: assuming expertise. We often assume our expertise because we use the tool for years. We could be an expert in our own area, but not necessarily in the tool itself. The real experts are Databricks partners who knows ins and outs of every available option in the platform. Recognizing that, we reached out to our Databricks partners with all our questions. And that conversation was a game changer. They introduced us to HMS Federation Catalog. It is an external catalog, lives inside Unity Catalog, which allows you to create view in Unity Catalog pointing to HMS Federated Catalog, which is again referencing to your existing tables in HMS. So basically, you're creating a view in Unity Catalog pointing to your existing tables in HMS. Boom, we found our solution. However, there was one caveat. HMS Federated Catalog was not in public preview feature yet. It was in private preview feature. Public preview feature is something well tested, and it is available for everyone to use it. But if it is private preview feature, it means it's being still worked on, so it's not available for everyone to use it. So you're taking the risk of choosing a private preview feature in your migration. And here, I have to give the whole credit to my lead. He didn't hesitate. In 30 minutes, he heard us out, saw the potential, and gave the green light. That trust gave us the confidence to move forward. All right, now we explored from challenges to our breakthrough solution. Let's dive into the heart of this presentation, our migration design. Our migration design has 2 distinct phases. Phase 1, HMS Federation and customer onboarding. Phase 2, data migration and customer migration. I'll explain both in detail in the next couple of slides. Phase 1. The goal of phase 1 is to enable our customers to start utilizing Unity Catalog. It has 3 steps. First, we need to enable our HMS Federated Catalog in our platform. And 2, we need to identify our in-scope tables, and we need to come up with new naming standards, and we started creating views with the new naming standards that we came up with. And step 3 is to onboarding our customers once we got all the access and controls are in place. It was such a rewarding moment to see our customers to start utilizing Unity Catalog for the first time. All right. Phase 2, data migration and customer migration. This is where the real work starts. It has 4 steps. Step 1, we started building new tables to replace the view that we created in phase 1. Step 2, we notified our customers about the changes that we are going to make. Step 4, we promoted our code to prod, and we switched our job from HMS to Unity Catalog. Last step in phase 2 is we replayed all the historical data and we cleaned up all the work in HMS. To give you a sense of scale, we have identified 323 tables and we worked with 4 resources. And we estimated 2 months for phase 1 and 6 months for phase 2. And here's the happy news. We are finally wrapping up our migration end of this month, and it's exciting. All right, probably you might have known already the cool features that Unity Catalog is bringing in the platform. One, delta sharing, which allows you to extend your data access outside of your workspace within the same platform, or sometimes even outside of Databricks. And 2, it works like a centralized location, which allows you to connect to data governance tool called Alation, or data quality tool Anomalo, sometimes even Genie. You can play around with your data, what you have in Delta Lake. Apart from what you know already, I would like to share few things that we have learned along the way. But before I do, probably you might have noticed how people always comes up with top 3 and top 5 all the time. Why not 2 or 4? How many times we need to tweak our content just to fit into those magical numbers? Exactly how I did for my solution challenges slide. So today, we are going to try something different. Intentionally, I'm going to give you top 4 lessons we had learned along the way, and let's see what happens in the end. Lesson number 1 is leveraging UC features before fully migrated. When we think about migration, the first question that comes to our mind is how long it is going to take for us to start utilizing Unity Catalog. So this migration gave us the fresh perspective. It's a mindset shift. 2, Databricks collaboration. The conversation we had with our Databricks partner was game changer. It is a reminder that collaboration isn't just helpful, it is essential. Lesson number 3 is running jobs in single location. Here is where we broke another traditional thinking. When we take up any migration, we usually have 2 jobs that's running, one in old system and another one in new system. But in this case, we were either running our job one in HMS or in UC. It's cost effective. Number 4 is balancing short-term needs with long-term goals. This one was a big one for us. We wanted our customers to start utilizing Unity Catalog as soon as possible. At the same time, we wanted to stay focused on creating simplified, unified system with tighter access control. Balancing those 2 was not easy, but it was worth it. All right, for what it's worth, number 4 works just fine. This fun little exercise is just a reminder that innovations doesn't need to be complicated. It can start as simple as this, questioning what we are doing and trying things differently next time. That's how exactly our migration journey started off with. Why not use a view to handle curator layer and migration? Why to limit ourselves just with available options? All right, we are in the end. As I wrap up this presentation, I would like to leave this thought with everyone. I believe our voice is the most valuable instrument we possess as humans. It helps us to connect, communicate, influence, and inspire. And here is the thing, data is no different. Data is the voice of every organization and community. It speaks to us through insights, creates awareness, leads to take better decisions. When we listen to it, it creates more possibilities for our future. All these migrations are amplifying those voices. So next time, when you embark on your migration journey, remember this. Remember to find your purpose. Let that purpose and challenges guides you to find not just a solution, but a breakthrough solution like HMS Federation. Thank you, everyone.